Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. This is your host Jorge Martin. Familia, this is really we're back to doing a Familia show tonight because first off, I'm going to tease it a little more in a second, but first off, make sure you are going to Familia FFB on YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe, a little thumbs up, and we're gonna get in there, and we're gonna keep coming. Weekly shows right now, previewing the week, getting you ready for your fantasy football lineups. Vámonos. So, like I said, truly a familia affair tonight because last night got a phone call out of the blue from my primo Jesse Martin. He we talked for a little bit, and we talked some fantasy football. I said, dude, you know what? I don't have a guest for tomorrow night. You want to join me and let's talk a little football? So hey, now here we are, right here. Primo Jesse, ¿cómo estás?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm great. I love that Dodger cap on your on your head and the Arsenal. I know that's a question that you're going to give me later. So you're already previewing it a little bit. So oh man. So first off, has the DFW has it recovered from the Rangers winning the World Series?
Yeah, back to normal, back to winning.
Yeah, they're waiting for the Cowboys to really do it.
Yeah, definitely, and they're going to win. Even if they lose the next year, I'll say they'll win.
Of course. That isn't that kind of like what needs to happen when you're a Cowboy fan. So So we got some guests out there. We got some familia out there watching. You got any questions? You got any comments? Throw them in there. I'm gonna put them right here, right below. So let's get in there. So I know there's some familia who may be watching. So yes. Give some shout outs. So let's do this. But Primo, so we were talking a little bit of a little fantasy last night. So I want to know this year, the main league that you're doing with your brother friend, aka Güero, who have been some of the picks that worked out best for you so far?
AJ Brown.
Who else? Though that one hurts a little bit though, right?
That was terrible. I hated it. I was so sad. But I mean, I had to pick him because he's a boss.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, that's about it in my league because everyone is so up and down.
Oh, so who's been one that's kind of like es te hace cosa?
Any running back I have.
Oh, you're not kidding.
About that.
You're not kidding. Hey,
I feel like we should just take away running backs and tight ends.
There, you know what? There are leagues. I do play in a league where it's all flexes, and I think I think in that league, I think it was all receivers and maybe one running back. So
yeah,
just give me all the receivers. Give me all the receivers. Hey, we gotta míralo. Órale, estamos en el YouTube.
That's one of the guys I play with. I'm like, I started my own podcast. Yep.
Vámonos,
so shout out Juan
Martinez. We got my brother, his primo is Juan Martin. So and also my pop, R.I.P. Juan Martin, the original. So yes, so familia. So you guys know Jesse's father and my father brothers. So yes, very much first primos. And hey, prima Carmen, ¿cómo estás? Hola.
Yeah, I had a podcast. I decided to do it yesterday.
Just threw this all together. So it's all good times. Sending you big abrazos, prima. Sending you big abrazos. So life is good. Hope life is good over there. I love seeing the Facebook messages and the Facebook updates. But talking a little bit about fantasy. Oh, wait a second. Oh my goodness, we got more comments. Saludos para mi tocayo. Yes, your tocayos are enjoying probably like some albóndigas right now. My mom's house. So
dude,
yeah,
I had my dad made some yesterday. So good. I'm gonna do a diet.
Oh man, yeah. Have you learned how to make them though?
No.
You got to sit down and write them down. I did write down Mom's recipe. So
yeah, but it doesn't still taste the same, even if you do everything right, because you didn't press the blender 3 times.
Well, you know what? I the first time I made them for her. She just she came back and she said they're just like mine. So we're good. We're good. Those Cyans, I don't understand. Maybe this is an inside joke. So
oh, that's his team's name. So we can't say it out loud. So
we will just leave it at that. We're trying to be we're trying to be PG-13 on this one.
We're trying to get paid on YouTube.
Yep. Oh, so he does use the Abigail's recipe. So
we had this is turkey or beef?
She's done both. She's done both. I usually use I've used turkey almost exclusively, and they turn out great. They turn out great. So
I'm gonna try a turkey diet of just eating that for the whole week.
Hey, you know,
see what it turns out.
That's what this month is about. So primo friend, güero, ¿cómo estás? Okay, we're gonna have to do a three-way show, before the end.
He's basically my nemesis.
See, I want to get the two of you on there so you guys could just like give each other crap. So so then that'd be great. That'll be great. Yes, American albondigas. So do we American albondigas? No, mine
spaghetti meatballs.
Yeah, that's yes, spaghetti meatballs maybe. Though the Italians might say that it's theirs. So
yeah,
no, this is Mom's recipe is straight out of Pegueros. So we're doing that one. So
right on.
Yeah, so that one's good. But yeah, so the running backs have been rough this year. So again,
terrible.
It's
terrible,
it's tough, and it really has just been. There are some that are they're frustrating, but there's some that are I think there could be some bargains coming out there. So
you did tell me one of them, and I did pick them up.
Did you really? You got him? Muy bien.
You want to say his name?
Keaton Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Oh, I got to send you the article that I wrote today. So I'll send
I was actually starting reading it out. But
good.
But I forgot. I read
man.
a little bit and I was like, oh, break time. So I have to go back to work. So
well, hey, yeah, Familia, just make sure where you're going to Yahoo Fantasy and check out my article. I wrote running back report. Tomorrow we're gonna have rookie report that's gonna go out, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be talking about some rookies. So I'll drop a little bit about Keaton Mitchell, but I'd already dropped a lot about him today, and it's I mean, you know what? He's the guy that could possibly make a difference the rest of the season. I mean, he's got that breakaway speed, and they got a great offensive line. It could be good. So Salisbury steak. You're taking me back to like elementary school. So having that with the lunch set. Yeah. Oh, gotta love that.
Oh,
Tennessee.
Big union man.
Look at that. Gotta love that. Hopefully you got some
represent.
Good you got now, Primo, did you try some Tennessee barbecue? Because they say theirs is the best. So, everybody says they have the best. We got mi amigo Ping's Picks. Hola, papi. ¿Cómo estás? Oh, my goodness. Thank you for joining. So we talk as we said, you're an avowed Cowboy fan, living. Gosh, I think it's 10 minutes away from Jerry World Stadium, and I still have pictures from when you.
I love that. That was the best time I ever had with your dad.
Oh my goodness!
Because you're like, because I made him do stuff. I'm like the guy that makes people do stuff like to make them uncomfortable.
When you got him to put the Tony Romo jersey on, that's just absolutely priceless. That is
it's classic.
Absolutely priceless. That had to be one of my favorite photos that when he passed away in 2016. That was one of my favorite photos that we did.
Yeah.
Good. But let's see. So from Güero, good barbecue in Tennessee, but Texas still holds the belt. Okay, but you know what? You want to know the best barbecue, the best thing that I got
You better not say Hawaiian barbecue.
No. The best thing that I ever had come off a grill in the state of Texas was at your sister Carmen's night before the wedding, when you guys grilled up the carne asada and just like had the grill going all night long. That was the best thing I ever had off a grill. So, you know, give me some of that. Give me some of that. So, yeah. So, who makes the best brisket, Jesse?
Mr. Mondo. The wolf. The wolf.
The wolf, just like the wolf, like in Pulp Fiction. So, yes, I'm gonna make sure you gotta make sure get me some. Yeah. You gotta make sure.
Well, you're gonna be my new GM because my picks these last couple of years have been bad.
I'll help you out. We'll go receiver right off the bat. You'll end up with like next year's Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown combo.
First 2 rounds.
Oh, prima Irma. I'm gonna now. We know you're the real authority when it comes to the Cowboys in La Familia.
Oh yeah, like that. It messes up her week.
Oh man, yeah. Let me see. Cuéntense, compas. La mañana va a venir temprano. Oh, 2 a.m. work. Oh, well then we're gonna have to we got to get to work for you. So we got to help you win your league. So yes, go Cowboys, prima. Go Cowboys.
No. You're gonna help JD. He's in my league, and I want to give a shout out to my league. We've been doing it for 15 years. It's a live draft. It's part of the best time of the year. It's kind of that friendship that you still keep and you're excited for it. For the first week, then every year it's always me and Mondo have the worst draft. This year I had the worst draft, but Mondo he's having a good season. Shout out to the 7-2.
Oh my goodness!
The wolf is coming after the sheep.
He's probably do you know who off the top who are some of his guys?
Oh, give me a second. You can give me a question. I'm a multitasker.
Oh well, you know what? Tell me, have you played Weddle yet?
We played week 7,
and
I destroyed them.
Oh, who went off? Was that one of the big AJ Brown weeks?
Yep, I had a 6% chance to win with just AJ Brown playing, and he just went off.
That was yeah. Well, I mean, that was in a streak of 125 yards in each game. So, did you guys have a side bet on it?
No. But he knows that every time I play him, I always win.
That's you know what I got that with my primo Nico. My tia Nena's son. He's had my number forever whenever we meet in the playoffs, but I seem to get him during the season, and so this year I got him during the season, so I don't want to get that. Oh, Jalen Hurts first pick. Wait, you did that? That's that. I like that. That's oh man, I was really into the elite quarterbacks this year, and he's been good, even though his knee has been bothering him. He's still been really good.
Well, it's going back to the wolf. He had Dak Prescott. He's been lighting it up. Also, Dallas defense. The first couple, I think one game, defense scored 75 points when they had the double touchdown.
Yep.
So, and they're going to get that in the next couple of weeks because they're playing the Giants, Washington.
Yep. Giants, Giants, the Commanders. Yeah, they've got quite the schedule coming up. They've got a third team that's also
every team.
But no, it's like they're I'm looking up their schedule right now, but yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. So many people. I mean, I know a lot of people have been bothered by Tony Pollard this year. That like he's because they don't think he's doing as well as he should have. But man, I mean, they've got a schedule coming up that that really looks like it could be good for him. I mean, obviously you mentioned the Commanders. I mean, the Giants this week. We're going to break that game down in a second. And then what we got? Carolina's next week. Then you got Washington. Seattle and Philly are both good against the run. But then, man, I mean, you get the fantasy playoffs where Buffalo, Miami are both beatable against the run. Detroit's been good against the run, but that's week 17. That game's going to be a carnival game. That's going to be local. That's going to be local. But but I mean, are people in Big D panicking about Tony Pollard?
I mean, everyone's panicking about running backs. So, I mean, hearing from the sports radio, it's kind of like they think something's missing with him, like the speed. Or it's like he's not running hard and stuff like that. But I think a lot of it has to do with he's a target now. Because last year they had Zeke. So they always planned for Zeke. Now they're planning for him. So that's why I think he's not doing as good.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, Prima Irma, I also agree with you. I think they need to throw him passes, throw him some more passes, kind of use him a little bit like Austin Eckler. Get him out, let him use his playmaking ability, get him out, kind of like out in space, and just kind of like turn those 5-yard passes into like 15, 20 yards. So, that's right. Yeah, you guys play super flex. So yeah, Jalen Hurts is the first pick, and then Dak with the third. So
Mondo picked him 30. Mondo will always pick all the Cowboys first. And if he doesn't, there's another guy, Tony, shout out. He always does it.
Oh, man. So
he wants my pride. He already started.
I can't wait. I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to have the two of you plus Irma on too. So Irma she can set order, and I'll just sit here and just eat popcorn and just enjoy myself.
Okay. My greatest you know why? You know who's my favorite Cowboy of all time?
Dígame.
Year one Zeke when he beat Pittsburgh with that run. Because we're at my parents' house eating pozole, and he went for that run, and Widow's like, they're gonna lose. He went for that run, and I took a picture of him, like sad. It looked like someone took his lunch money. So like when people come with like their favorite players, I put it more of a moment of action, like what they did to that day for me. So I say year one Zeke was amazing. Last year Zeke was terrible.
Well, I mean, Father Time comes for all of them, and running backs. Yeah, running backs. It makes them se hacen viejos muy pronto on that one. So that one's tough. Oh, look at this. Are you guys doing this? Raiders Cowboys in Vegas? That's
no.
Oh, come on. That's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful
stadium, but Vegas and Raiders and you know what? I take that. I'll go with my brother because my brother looks like a Raider fan, so we'll get by. You. Yeah.
Hey, I went to Raiders Chargers last year, and it was very peaceful. So
but that's the Chargers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cowboys. Yeah. So Irma, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna find a Wednesday night before the end of the season. We're gonna a total familia football talk. So that'll be good times. Yeah. You know what? And Zeke rookie year. And you know what? And that's the one thing. Like people talking about Zeke rookie year. I think people were expecting that to be Bijan Robinson, from University of Texas finest. And there's some, it's tough for him. And I think he's still going to be good, but man, I think the expectations may have been a little too bad, but he does have a really good schedule during the fantasy playoffs. If you make the fantasy playoffs, they've got Carolina, they got Chicago, and I'm forgetting about the third team in there, but he's just got a great schedule waiting for him there. So ooh man, yep. Like you got to do it, primo. You got to brew it.
Lost trip. What happened to my brother? In-laws, my brother.
Yeah. Oh man. Bye week for the Cowboys. Vámonos. That I love it. I love the trash talk already.
Oh,
Okay. So, dígame.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask you. This is a tough week for bye weeks. So we got the Dolphins, we got the Chiefs, we got the Rams, and the Eagles. So you've got to sit AJ Brown this week. Do you have any tough decisions coming up? For setting your lineups.
Yeah, who I'm going to replace AJ Brown with?
Oh well, do you got any options you want to throw at me?
Let me see. On my team, I want to say Michael Pittman from the Colts. He's my backup.
I think that's a good. I think that's a
yeah,
good
that's
one.
a good pick because he's playing New England, and New England's giving up points like crazy.
Yeah, you know what? They lost Christian Gonzalez, and their secondary just hasn't been the same. And apparently they're sitting down J.C. Jackson, who they just traded for. He's not going on the trip. So that could be, yeah. Pittman could be good for you this week. So I think that's a good call this week. So yeah, I like that. Any other moves you got to contemplate? You're going to put Mitchell in the lineup, right?
Oh yeah.
Good. I actually got lucky with him. There was one league where I maxed out my fab bid, and one of my friends who's in the league, he put it on Twitter. He's like I was feeling really good until and then he tweeted at me. He's like until he put a max bid and took Keaton Mitchell from me. I'm like, yes, baby. SOC. So yeah, I'm ready. Hopefully, I mean, I don't expect 138 yards every week, but I think there's gonna be some good stuff coming down.
That's what sucks about running backs. Drafting running backs is like, because all teams are doing like 3 running backs by committee, and one guy could have like a great game, and then the next game you're like, 2 yards.
We've seen, well, you know what? We saw that with the Cardinals,
Yeah.
and Mari de Mercado, as I like to, as we need to call him. He was great, and then the next week against the Rams, he got 2 carries, and then the week after that, he was back to being used fully. So it was just frustrating beyond all get out. So, Primo,
like Texas running backs are like Texas weather. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to get all 3 or 4 seasons in one day.
Yep, I can imagine that. Gus Edwards, Primo, that's a good pickup. I used a lot of money on him after J.K. Dobbins got hurt, and he's been good. I mean, he's got 5 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, and the Ravens have a really good offensive line. They're going to keep feeding him, especially feeding him close to the goal line. It's going to be a good one.
No, it's not.
Mitchell's going to break off the 50-yarders.
No. Side bet with my brother.
I want to see that.
We're going to bet who does better this week in running backs, because they both play for the same team, so we'll see.
Ooh, that's going to be fun. So, Primo Güero, throw it out there. It's going to be good. Take his pride.
And if I win, of course, he has to wear a cowboy hat. And if I lose, he has to wear a cowboy hat. Or whatever.
I love it. Nothing like brotherly love on that one. So, well, speaking of love, let's break down some games, and we're going to start with that team that you love. And they've got themselves, you got the Dallas Cowboys. They're 5-3, hosting the New York Giants 2-7. I mean, it's just going to be. This is the biggest line I've seen in a long time. 16.5 points, a 38.5 point over under. So they're not expecting the Giants to score anything with Tommy DeVito. But when it comes to the Cowboys this week, they've been throwing the ball a lot more lately. What do you think it's going to be? Where they just get out to an early lead with the passing game?
Oh yeah, they have to.
CD has looked really good of late. I mean, 3 games in a row over 100 yards. 191 last week, though, it came a few yards short on potential game winner. I mean, gosh, are we looking? I mean, with AJ Brown sitting down and Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill all sitting down this week, are we looking at easy to like top 5, maybe even top 3 performance for fantasy out of CD?
Top 1 wide receiver.
Vámonos.
Guaranteed pick of the week.
Let's do it. I love it. You know what? And they've had the other guys, Gallup, Cooks, Jalen Tolbert. It's been a struggle. I mean, for someone to be start worthy, is it just set it and forget it with Lamb and the other guys, just kind of leave them off to the side, or unless you really have to play them? If you had to play one of the other 3, who would it be? Or is it Jake Ferguson?
Funny thing is, I have him. He's on my team, Jake Ferguson.
Oh, so yeah, and he's been good lately.
Yeah, it's kind of those ones where you pick up, you're like, man, he just needs to get going. But if he gets going, he gets going.
He's been fantastic. I mean, he's been one of those finds. You get him, he's like one of the top. I think he's right now top 10 tight end. And I think he's going to keep climbing more because they keep using him. Pollard, could this be the week they get right with Pollard and start using him correctly, like your sister Idema mentioned?
No,
you don't think so?
No, because just for the fact that they don't need him right now. They're playing Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium. Shout out.
But if let's say they get out to a 21-0 lead, and it's all based, it's Dak playing pitch and catch to CD Lamb. I mean, they got to use Tony Pollard at that point, right? Kind of like salt away the victory.
No, I think you use them later on in the year.
Wow.
I think that's my prediction. Like later on, they're going to start using them more and more. When it gets the weather's colder and the offensive line and the defensive lines are getting hurt and have those injuries, and you'll see the running game more. Right now, you don't see running game unless there's only one player that is a good running back in the whole league. Everything else is like everyone's still trying to pass it out. But when you get to December, when it's cold, snowing, that's where the running backs come in.
Yeah, that one's man. Well, thankfully it doesn't get cold and snow in Jerry World, so it'll be
just outside.
Nice, that's fine.
09 Super Bowl.
Ooh, yes, that's right. Oh man, that was cold. I remember hearing the reports of that one. That one's ice. That's not real. That's why I'm glad I'm in California. We pay the higher taxes, but it's it's 75 in January and February. So you know what, on this one, Dak, are we going to see another 300-yard game out of Dak?
400 yards.
Vámonos.
450.
Wow. So 16.5 point over under. I mean, 16.5 point spread. Do you think are they covering
by halftime? By the first quarter.
You know what? I agree with you on that one. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Giants to score anything. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the Giants, are you starting anyone other than Saquon Barkley? Because I mean, after losing Daniel Jones, I just don't know. I don't think there's any receiver we're starting.
Yeah, but also that could be good for them because who's their first choice?
Well, it was Darren Waller, but he's on IR. And honestly, it's, we're talking about Darius Slayton as a
he'll probably have a good game.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson, but I mean, it's Tommy DeVito. I don't think they trust him. I mean, he had the game where he only threw for -1 yards. So that one's I don't want it. I just want to play Saquon if I get a Giant. In fact, I started dropping Giants. I dropped Wan'Dale Robinson today in my super flex league to get Carson Wentz just as some insurance for Matthew Stafford. So
is he going to start? Carlos Wentz?
Wentz, I think they said that he's going to back up, but until I see that Matthew Stafford is healthy, I'm going to hold on to Wentz just in case. So, so we'll see. We got a couple other comments coming in here. Let me see. We got, yes, Prima, you're right. Throw it to Lamb all day. Let's just get. Just
I don't know. I don't know who's more excited, Ema or Weddle or me.
Hey, I'll take all three. A three-way tie.
Yeah.
Now, getting back. Okay, so they're going to cover 38.5 point over under. Now
In the first quarter.
You think? So the Cowboys are going to score 40 points? Because I don't think I think the Giants could get held to a field goal, maybe get a touchdown.
True. I'd say halftime.
Wow, vámonos. That's gonna be good times.
I'm a typical Cowboy fan.
Yes, winning the Super Bowl every year. For the last 30 years.
If we don't win it for real life, we'll win it on Madden. That's how I see it.
I love it. You know what? I do think they cover. But honestly, I think they're gonna. I think the under might hit in this one just because I think this could be a shut. They could pitch a shutout. I mean, the way the defense is playing, I mean, it could be like 35-0.
I have a question about your leagues.
Yeah, damn.
Do you get a lot of points with defense?
The defense do get one of the leagues that one of my favorite leagues that's actually with some of my primos out here. It's we do get bonus points for a shutout. So but yeah, I'm actually trying to get rid of defense and kickers in my leagues just because they're so variable. So I just like.
But that's the whole point.
Do you want to put it in the hands, in the foot of a kicker instead of like, hey, you know what? Get another receiver in there. Do another flex play.
Yes. In our league, defense could score a lot of points.
Oh yeah.
So like the first couple rounds as quarterbacks, wide receivers, but when that first person, I think it was my brother that got a tight end. Yeah, it was my brother. He was like drafted Travis in the third round, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Titans are coming off the board."
Yeah. Well, that starts. Oh, Primo Bueno, that's a good one. I saw the Cowboys sign Martavius Bryant. Jerry needs to stay away from the hot tub time machine. So. Oh my goodness, that's just
dude. He's a Raider fan. They still talk about Rich Gannon.
Was he the last good quarterback that the Raiders had? So I mean, well, Derek Carr was pretty good at his moments.
No, I think their best quarterback was Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, there are stories about him where I just heard one yesterday where it's like he was famous for not studying the tape, and they're like they sent him home with blank tapes just to see if he actually looked at them. It was like, okay, you look at them? Oh yeah, I looked at them, and then all of a sudden it was just like, they knew immediately. Yeah, he didn't look at it. They knew like, yeah, there's no way he looked at them. So, oh man, Travis Swift.
Yeah, yes, I love it.
Yeah. Who should the Giants get in the draft? I say get Caleb Williams. Go get Caleb Williams. They're gonna end up with the first pick unless the Arizona Cardinals just lose every game from here on out. So,
is Kyler Murray going to start this weekend?
He is going to start. They've already designated that he's going to start. So he's going to start for the rest of the season. I hope.
Also, you got to think about it. Call of Duty came out. That's the 20 points. It's 20 points off.
Oh man, Dios mío, that's a good one. That's a good one. So who should they get in the draft? Caleb Williams is still a stud quarterback, but but that's gonna be the thing. What do the Giants then do with Daniel Jones if they grab a quarterback in the draft? Let's see. Oh, we got a question in the chat. would you trade Olave for Jefferson PPR? I don't think I'd do that right now because Jefferson just opened up his practice window. So Jefferson could be back. I mean, he could be back this week, but I would say he's more than likely back the following week. So I would have done this 4 weeks ago.
I have him.
I mean, you know what?
Hold on to him. He's been
like
a fiber light. It's up and down, up and down. It's a fiber light.
But up and down. Look at their schedule. Look at their schedule. Their schedule is filled with dome games. They're only playing indoors the rest of the season. So he's gonna have some blow up games playing indoors. So yeah, you definitely do that. Definitely don't. I mean, Olave is a good pick, but Jefferson's coming back, and Joshua Dobbs knows how to feed a number one, a stud receiver, Marquise Brown, who is not in Justin Jefferson's realm, but he fed him regularly. So
that was crazy. He didn't even practice with them.
Yeah, did not.
You see what my brother put?
Jamarcus Gray.
You drafted him. Yeah. About it, and she's like, "Who drafted that handsome guy?" I'm like, "Your son."
Oh, okay. Hey, Chaka, if you're getting Jefferson, hit accept. Even if you're losing Olave, even if he doesn't play this week, you get Jefferson, weeks 11 through the end of the season. So
he's like that what do you call it? The Rangers playoff run at the end, just getting hot.
It's Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon. So that's what JJ is going to do that. So
how did you feel about that game? Off topic, about Corey getting his other ring.
I'm proud of him. Happy for him. He was a great Dodger. You know what? He went and got paid. I don't fault the guy for getting paid. I'm like, hey, you know what? Go do it. Won a ring, gave Texas its first championship, gave Bochy a championship. Marcus Simeon's and a stand-up individual. Hey, it's great. I would have loved to have had Corey this year, but I also know that I didn't expect the front office to give him a 10-year deal. So So hey, you know what? Salud, Corey. So
he's gonna have his own beef.
Yeah,
Corey Seager beef. It just doesn't sound right. But Nolan Ryan beef, prime ribs do.
That fits.
Prime ribeyes just sounds better.
Oh man, that's good. All right, so let's get into another game. We're gonna go to my backyard on this one. So we're gonna go to SoFi Stadium. The Chargers are hosting the Detroit Lions. The Lions are 3-point favorites. 48.5 point over under. Okay, so this is going to be a fun game. I think this is going to be a fun game. I think both the offenses. I think both offenses are going to come to play in this one. This one, I like the over in this one. Let's start with the Detroit side. The big question is they're getting David Montgomery back, but Jahmyr Gibbs had that monster game against Los Raiders on Monday Night Football just before they went on by. Do you have Gibbs kind of like give up some carries to Montgomery? Or, I could see this being a split, but would you still keep feeding Jahmyr Gibbs as the number one guy?
Yes, you have to.
Didn't he look different? That speed element that he had, didn't it just look just absolutely just crazy fast?
Yeah, definitely. But what's funny is a lot of the people in my league are from Detroit. So shout out to all the Detroit players that they always use to draft. They still try to draft Barry Sanders every once in a while, but
hey man, he was the last great running back that they had.
No, if you ask them every year, the running back is going to be great.
Of course, yeah. There's still people who are waiting for Kerryon Johnson to be to become a stud. So somewhere he's hiding in someone's basement in Detroit right now, just trying to do that. But now, if you had David Montgomery in your league, would you still start him?
I don't know. That's a true. That's tough. I'll go with Gibbs.
Well, I mean, we're already starting Gibbs, but you don't have Gibbs, but you do have Montgomery. Considering
I
the way
wouldn't
the running
start him.
back, you wouldn't start him yet. You'd want to see him do something before.
Yeah, because Dan Campbell is all about what he's feeling, and if the player's going, just let him play. He's not an analytics guy where it's like, ooh, he's does this and this formation. No, Dan Campbell is like old school.
Well, but when you're old school, he likes those old school guys, like those veteran running backs. So I could see him. I could see Montgomery. I could see actually both of them being pretty good. The Chargers have gotten better against the run this year, so but they're still a little beatable, against the run. So they're, the one thing though this year, they've really given up some big games to quarterbacks. So Jared Goff could have a big game coming. They gave up 466 yards to Tua Tagovailoa, 367 to Kirk Cousins, and 424 and 4 touchdowns to Mahomes. I mean, could we be looking at like a top 3 quarterback performance from Jared Goff indoors in the stadium that he helped open up?
Yeah, I'm calling it.
Love it.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff is like one of the players I used to draft the same players every couple of years. Like I think I drafted Mike Evans for like 9 years straight.
Well, he's balled out for 9 years straight.
Yeah. But Jared Goff is like one of those I always pick up. But I think he's going to do good.
Yeah, I think because
they're playing. Detroit's playing good. I gave them credit this year.
You know what? I mean, they're a strong team. You know what? If they can get close to the Eagles and possibly even get win, kind of take the home field advantage in the playoffs, if they could have people have to come into Detroit. I like their chances. I don't like their chances having to go to Philadelphia in January, February, thereabouts. That's
why?
Gonna be rough.
It's Philly.
Yeah,
and that's actually a shot at one of the guys in our league, Larry. Philly sucks. Get over it.
Oh, I love it. So I love it. Well,
he's probably asleep because he has to work tomorrow. But Larry, if you're hearing this, I hate Philadelphia. I hate cheesesteaks.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I remember seeing the Liberty Bell and being like, "Is that it?" I thought it was like 6-7 feet tall, not like a 1.5 feet tall. So, So we're starting Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously, and Sam Laporta are easy starts on this team. Jameson Williams against the Chargers. I mean, with guys like Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp out, would you throw a flyer and start Jameson Williams if you had a deep enough league because of these bye weeks?
Yeah, if it's like if you're in a really deep like super flex where like for me week 11 is going to be terrible because I have like half my team off. Ooh. So like if you're in a situation like that, start him.
I you know what, I kind of agree. I think he's a dart throw worth taking, especially this week when the Chargers are beatable in the secondary. The Lions are beatable in the secondary too. So they could actually, there could be some this game's going to shoot out. I mean it's 48.5 point over under. I think it's going to I honestly think this is going to be they're going to fly past this 48.5 point over under and get into 50-60 points because it's there's going to be, this is going to be like a 31-27 kind of game. Both teams are going to put up some points.
So Detroit's -3, but total points is 48. So yeah. Right. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Or we could be wrong. It's like 9-3.
That would be horrible. That would
It'd
be
be hilarious,
horrible.
though.
We can't have
It'd
that
be
happen.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. Yep. Oh yeah. Let me see. Yes, Prima. Yes, we definitely know. You know football. I still love the fact that at your wedding you wore both a Kershaw and a Romo jersey. So love that. Love that. The Raiders are our new team now. We're gonna see this week. We're gonna pick that one. So oh man. So all right, Primo, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. Go get
What
some
did he
rest.
say?
Let's see. The jet lag's hitting him hard. He'll be available when he's on his union break. So
Yeah, he needs more vitamin D. And he needs a stretch. Ergonomics.
Definitely stretch.
Yeah.
Definitely ergonomics. Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just going to jump into the Chargers side. I mean, Justin Herbert. Should people be concerned after they had that? After he only threw 136 against the Jets, who were, for my money, they're the best secondary in the NFL.
Justin Hurts. Why would be worried? Herbert. Who did I say?
Hurts. Justin Hurts.
Herbert. I think he'll be amazing.
Yeah. Back home.
He's like one of those players I picked up during the midseason when he first started, and he just balled out. So like he has like that special connection.
Yep.
And that's what's like about me with when I got into fantasy football. I got into players that like won me a game or lost me a game, and like that's what makes it so fun about fantasy football.
Totally.
And the group messages on during the game, after the game.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than the trash talk that happens. So
I think live draft is like it's a lost art.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's coming back. It's coming back. I saw more live drafts this year than previous years. I think people just got to prioritize it. So I actually missed one of our Familia draft here this year because I woke up with COVID the morning of the draft on Labor Day weekend. So that was not too fun. Not too fun. So okay, so I got a question for you. So you're obviously starting Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnston is starting to get some run. He ran the same number of routes as Allen in the last game. The Lions are number 15 against wide receivers. I'm gonna, kind of looking at this one again. Could he be a dart throw, kind of like the way Jameson Williams was?
No, because Allen's my boy. Because I drafted him the same year I drafted Justin Herbert.
Oh, that was a great year. That was a great year.
So I like Keenan Allen because he gets you a lot of points because he can't. The only thing that sucks about him, he doesn't get a lot of touchdowns, but he does get you receptions. So if you're in a league that's a reception per point per reception, he's a boss.
He's on pace for like 100, 120, 100, maybe close to 130 130 receptions this year. So he's just having a phenomenal year. So one quick recommendation: if he's healthy, Gerald Everett is a good pick this week. The Lions are number 30 against tight ends. So I'm gonna try and so who are you taking? Detroit? Detroit -3?
That's a tough one because Detroit's playing good, but the Chargers have a little because I drafted players from the Chargers. So I'm going to go with the Chargers because like half my fantasy are from Detroit because there's like 5 Detroit names like Motor City Dam, stuff like that. Megatron. I like JD, one of the first guys, his team is called Megatron. And I hate it because I still get nightmares from Megatron destroying the Cowboys.
Oh yes, well, Megatron destroyed everybody. So one of the baddest.
But the Cowboy game was just terrible. Like, he had like 345 yards and like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was just sick that day. I think that was I think he set the record for most what was it? Did he set the record that day for most yards in a game?
I think
Or got
so.
close? Or got close? Yeah, it's man. All right, so I'm with you. I think it's going to be the Chargers, and I think we already talked about the over on that one. So let's try and jam through the next couple games. 49ers at Jaguars. It's 49ers 3-point favorites, even though they're on the road, and the Jaguars, the Jaguars 6-2. It's a 45 point over under. I looked at the weather. It looks like it's going to be nice weather. Looking at this game, the 49ers are expected to get Deebo Samuel back. If you've got Deebo, or Ayuk, are you feeling more comfortable about either one this week?
I hate San Francisco, so who cares? Jacksonville's gonna win.
Jacksonville. Hey, you know what? Jacksonville's playing well, 6-2. Purdy has been struggling. I do expect that Shanahan is going to kind of like fix things up a little bit. I mean, Purdy's thrown 5 interceptions in the last 3 games. So, and I think some things are going to get fixed. Plus, the Jaguars are number 27 against the quarterback. So, I think this game has a sneaky way of shooting out because the 49ers are getting beat up on the in the secondary in the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, I mean,
and Jacksonville head coach is Doug Peterson.
Yes.
So he knows how to beat Shanahan. So
yes, he does. Yes, he does. So very true. Muy cierto, primo. So I think both quarterbacks are starting. I mean, this game actually 45 point over under. I mean, that might be low because I mean both passing games could be tough. It could be pretty good this week. So I like that one. I would have more confidence with starting Ayuk over Deebo this week. We still don't know that Deebo is going to be active. So, but right now it looks like he was back at practice today. So, the one thing about it is, I think the passing game is going to do well. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Michael Pittman have all had 100-yard games against Jacksonville of late since week 5. So, I'd feel better about starting Ayuk over Deebo, and Kittle number 14 against the tight end. Now, over on Lawrence, definitely starting. I mean, yeah, the 49ers. It says they're number 2 against the quarterback, but you know what? They've struggled against the wide receivers. My dog has decided to join the podcast. So,
what kind of dog you have?
He is a Dalmatian pit bull mix. So yeah, we rescued him from we rescued him from a local organization that rescues dogs. So he had been abandoned. So yeah, he's been a great dog for us for 6 years. So though he thinks he's 90 pounds, but he thinks he can lay on people like it's nothing. So yeah, that one's funny. Back to the Jaguars. Travis Etienne, he's number 18.8 fantasy points per game. He's right behind Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers are number 10 against the running back, but Joe Mixon still just had 100 yards. What confidence level in Etienne, even though the 49ers have been pretty good against the run?
I think he's not going to get a lot of points because they're going to be slinging it.
Ooh, that'd be
San Francisco. I mean, their defensive line is bomb.
Yeah, Nick Bosa.
And who else they got? Chase Young.
Yeah, they got Chase Young, and they got Fred Warner, all pro linebacker, so who can do pretty much anything. So
they're just going to have to sling it.
Yeah, I think they would, and hope that they can keep Trevor Lawrence, as we've seen him called, Fabio Football, upright. Jamar Chase,
Sunshine.
Yes, I love that. Sunshine from Remember the Titans. That's perfect nickname for him. So the only difference is he throws right-handed, not left-handed. But you know what?
He threw left-handed.
Sunshine did, yeah.
That's why I liked it because I'm left-handed.
Dígame. There you go. Vámonos. You and Kershaw.
Fun fact.
You Kershaw and
Kershaw, my brother, and me, we're all left-handed.
Hey, and you all live in Arlington.
Yeah. No, he lives in Highland Park. That's not my area code. But it's still close by. All right, so I think we could. I think we're feeling better about Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk, even though Kirk has been getting more consistent work. Jamar Chase, Jordan Addison, both gone 100 yards over them. San Francisco, they're tough against the tight end. So I think you're starting Evan Ingram, but it's a tough one. Let's pick this game. Did you already say Jaguars +3? Yeah, they're going to cover.
Home underdogs. I love picking home underdogs. Love picking me the home underdogs. So yeah, I like that 45 point over under. Are you want to touch that one?
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to start Kurt because he's on my team.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, maybe he gets over 100. Maybe he follows those guys. Follows Chase and Addison and gets 100 yards against them. So
but you know what? The main event of this league is going to be my brother running back versus my running back on the same team.
Oh, that's right.
And we're going to talk about that next week and see who's the smarter drafter.
That's going to be perfect. Oh,
and I'm calling them out on the internet in front of the whole wide world and our league. I want to say thanks, Sal, for keeping this up, the tradition alive. Thanks for the wolf. We're not going to send it the second part, but the wolf. You got Gray, but all right. But shout out to my league.
Oh man! So wait.
Oh,
dígame.
Shout out for my league, except for Justin. Thanks for the ride home today, but I hate you. Sorry.
Nothing like a good fantasy football rivalry.
And you could clip that, and I'll send it to him tomorrow.
At the 57-minute mark. So right there. All right. So let's pick the rest of the games. Because I think we're starting to run a little bit long, because I think Tennessee, Tampa Bay 1-point favorites, 38.5 point over under. Who do you like in that one?
They both are terrible, so
I like the over. I think the over is low, because I think both.
You think it'll be a shootout?
I think it's going to go over 40 points. I could see like a 24-20 kind of game.
Yeah, because I think Tampa Bay they're gonna score a lot of points, because you got Mike Evans and Godwin, and so that'll be pretty good for them.
Yeah, Texas, and let's not forget Oklahoma's finest, Baker Mayfield. So that one's that. I don't know if he's Oklahoma's finest. There's other.
He is Oklahoma.
Yeah, Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts are also guys in there. All right, so on Thursday Night Football, Carolina at Chicago, 3.5 point favorite. Chicago's 3.5 point favorites, 38.5 point over under. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I think this is going to be like a 13-10 game. So I'm taking Carolina plus the points. Who do you
think so?
I think it's gonna be a 3-point game. That extra half a point just makes me think it's not gonna be a cover.
You think they won't cover?
What do you think?
I think Carolina is not going to cover. They're going to lose.
All right.
Yeah, because they want that number 1 pick.
No, they don't get the number 1 pick, because they traded it to Chicago in the DJ Moore deal, in the deal to get Bryce Young.
I didn't know that. I forgot. So is that even a protected first round draft, or is
Nope.
They don't do that in the NFL.
Nope. They traded their number one pick last year, which was the 9th pick overall, number one pick in 2024, and DJ Moore. And I think there were some other things that also went, but those were the main pieces that went over. So DJ Moore is going over. All right. So Indy, New England, Indy 1.5 point favorites. It's in Germany.
Ooh. Grassville, Germany. I say New England.
Ooh, I'm picking Indy. I just don't know. I don't like New England's offense right now, how it's running. So, all right, Houston at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 7-point favorite right after with CJ Stroud just fresh off of the 470 yards and 5 touchdowns. What do you think?
CJ, Houston.
Ooh, +7, huh?
They'll score 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
That's the guarantee of the week.
I could see them covering, but gosh, Cincinnati looks good right now. They look really good, and I think it's gonna be a slight cover for Cincinnati on this one. So there's gonna be some points scored. Weather's supposed to be nice this week, so we'll see on that one. All right, New Orleans at Minnesota, both 5 and 4. New Orleans 2.5 point favorites. It's at Minnesota with Josh
New Orleans
Dobbs.
will cover.
I think you're right. I think I'm with you on that one.
I think it was just a fluke.
And plus the 2.5, I think they win by 3 points at least.
Yeah.
So New Orleans has a very good defense. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna hold down the running game, and Josh Dobbs not gonna be able to score. Not gonna be able to do as much as he did last week. All right. Yeah. So Green Bay at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 3-point favorites.
I mean, I say Green Bay. No cover.
Let's see. Z Money 15. Yes, if you got a fantasy question, throw it in the chat and we'll answer it right now.
Who is Z Money?
I don't know. Someone people come across the
what?
There are people who just sometimes they're coming by and they throw a question in the chat. So yeah. So yeah, throw in a fantasy question and start sit, something like that. So we'll get to it. So I think Pittsburgh covers. I think it's a home game. Pittsburgh has trouble with the running game. I think it's gonna be tough. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore is 6-point favorites. So
Baltimore.
Man, I think this is gonna be a bare knuckle fight. It's gonna be.
You think so?
I think Cleveland. I think Baltimore wins, but I think Cleveland covers because both defenses are fantastic. I think 6 points is too big.
Yeah, because it's going to be the battle of the running backs.
I actually made the joke that this game's going to be 2.5 hours because it's just going to be running. All right, so we got a question. I need a wide receiver and a flex. Keaton Mitchell, Curtis Samuel, who's questionable, Christian Watson, and Pickens. Well, you're starting. I think Mitchell in the flex. You're sitting Curtis Samuel. I don't think so. I think it's between Christian Watson and Pickens as the other one. If I'm picking between those two, I'm taking Watson just because I think there's the big playability with him, and I think I have a feeling that Pickens is going to get punished for his little Chion thing that he's been doing, complaining about not getting the ball. So Tomlin doesn't play around with that kind of stuff.
I'll pick Pickens.
You'll take Pickens, okay?
Is he going to throw him the ball?
He's the squeaky wheel.
Yeah,
the squeaky wheel.
Like, you watch it. Pickens.
It is a home game. It is a home game for them.
I think Pickens will hit it.
All right. So we talked about Atlanta at Arizona. Atlanta 1.5 point favorites. Atlanta's lost a couple of tough ones. but Arizona gets back Kyler Murray.
I mean, it is Call of Duty weekend, so I pick Atlanta.
AZ money, de nada. Glad. I hope we can help. Good luck. Buena suerte with the.
So,
pick.
who was your pick then?
My pick on this one, I'm going to take. You know what? I'm going to throw it in Atlanta. I think Atlanta has. I think they got to throw it. I think that at some point they got to use Bijan. And even though the game is in Arizona, I think Atlanta's got enough firepower with Heineke, and I think there's going to be some rust with Kyler, and I think Arizona's defense. So I think Atlanta wins by a field goal. Yeah. So Washington at Seattle. Seattle's 6-point favorites. This game was sneaky shootout for this game.
I hate to say it, but Washington will cover.
Oh wow! Okay, I mean, Sam Howell puts up the points. I did predict today that our guy Geno Smith was going to bounce back and throw for 300 yards this week, but I think Sam Howell's going to throw for 300 yards too. So I could see that. I could see this being, less than a 6-point cover. All right, so going to Los Raiders. Raiders hosting the New York Jets. The Jets are 1-point favorites. Jets with that spectacular defense.
Total points is 36.
Yeah.
Can you just put it on 25?
I think that's what it's going to be. I think you're right. Who wins?
They won't cover the total points. I could guarantee you that.
Who wins this game?
The Raiders.
Ooh.
Because Antonio Pierce is what you call it? He's a real Raider.
He's a made Raider.
He lives Raiders.
Okay. All right. Well, I
have a quick question. Do you believe in that? Like passion and stuff like that with like the Raider, like stuff like that, like team spirit?
Not really. No, I mean, I think it's not something that lasts a long time. I think I could see them having a little bit of a letdown this week, but I think honestly it comes down to talent. I mean, these guys are professionals. They're gonna get up for the game no matter what.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to come down to the fact that the Jets aren't going to let them score a lot of points. Josh Jacobs might be able to get a little loose, but yeah, I think it's going to be. I think the Jets are going to win a squeaker. Kind of an ugly game. Take the under on this one. Last one: Denver at Buffalo. Buffalo is 7.5-point favorites. 47-point over under. This is a Monday Night Football game.
I'm taking Buffalo because my quarterback is Josh Allen.
Estoy contigo.
So they better cover.
Estoy contigo on that one. So love it. So you got a question for me, a football question.
No. We talked about football. We're going to talk about football.
Yeah, football.
So we have Arsenal and Burnley this weekend. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, well, you know what?
You got JJ Watts that owns Burnley, but you have Arsenal that I love.
Oh, I'm going to go with Arsenal. Estoy contigo. You're my guest tonight. Yes. You're wearing Arsenal. You're wearing the Dodger cap. We're doing that. Oh,
and I have a Texas tattoo.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Primo Jesse, this has been awesome. I'm going to close up shop. This has been fantastic. I know, just a good old time talking football, talking familia, and just awesome. So glad.
And I didn't even know about the soup that is actually your mom's recipe.
I love it. I love it that it's mom's recipe. So I actually wrote it all down. So when she made it, I wrote every ingredient down and the measurements and everything. So I have it all. I have it perfect. So
that's amazing.
So yeah, whenever you need it, if you don't want to see how. If you don't want to wait through how your dad does it, I'll give it to you and I'll walk you through it. And a few amigos of mine have made it and really enjoyed it. So,
yeah.
So Primo, thank you so much.
Shout out.
All the familia who joined us in the chat. Muchas gracias to everybody. Again, this is Familia FFB podcast. Make sure you're giving us a like and subscribe on YouTube. If you want to listen to this on audio, we're on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. So, and you find me at Jorge Martin 17 on Twitter. Also, keep finding my content on Yahoo. So, otra vez, primo. Muchas gracias for joining us.
Anytime.
Yeah, familia, gracias for joining us. Because, hey, todos somos familia.
All right,
Salud.
later, dude.